I was having a dinner with my best friend, a woman, a girl, but my best friend, not my girlfriend, my best friend. And she, I'm going to speak in the past time because that happened a long time ago, not because she's not anymore alive, but she was and still is an amazing woman. She was very talented, working a lot, uh, brilliant, funny, and she was single for a long, long, long time because most of her life was devoted to her work and her career. And one evening we had a dinner together, and she said to me, I think I'm invisible. And so I say, what do you mean? Because I clearly see you. And she said, no, 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 listen to me. I'm single. And so when I wake up, I don't see anyone. I go in the subway, anyone sees me. No one sees me. I work on a TV set where there is like 100 person. No one sees me. I go back home in the metro. No one sees me. And because I'm single, during the weekend, I barely see anyone. I'm invisible. And I was really shocked by that because I thought to myself, she has made the emotional description of loneliness. When you talk about solitude, which has haunted my writing and my life, and when you talk about loneliness, which is something that, an emotion that affects a lot of people and that we are all very shy about, talking about the deep loneliness. There is this, big words, we born alone, we die alone, which is not always true, even if the last moment of life we are going to be alone. But loneliness is something that, is a long-term companion of life for many people. And it's very hard to describe. And that was a remarkable way of expressing with just one word a very complex feeling and a very complex emotion. And so it came to me, why? Why does she feels invisible? And of course, as I said, I mean, she was a brilliant woman and she was very funny and she had everything not to be alone, but she was consumed by her work and by her career and by, all the time she was spending, giving her life to others. So it came to me the idea that, at the very second that one man or woman would see her, she would not be invisible. Not in the rest of the world, but just, she wouldn't be invisible. And so it came to me the idea of this man, of this woman, um, that, has a car accident and her body lays in the hospital while her soul gets out of her body and she end up, in the apartment where she was used to live. And then there is only one man who sees her. And because of what he's going to do for her and the fact that he's going to recognize the woman that she is, because of course her condition makes her detached from all the contingency of her normal life. So he's going to see her for what she is, and the more he sees her, the more she starts to reappear. And that's how came the story of why did it came into that form? Because the funniest thing in this dinner is that she never said to me, I feel so alone. And I never say to her, I do the same. And so we both left this dinner carrying on with our own loneliness. And at that time in my life, I was a single father raising my child because I was taking care of my son. And I was writing him every night. I mean, every night I was writing him a bedtime story for the following night. And it just came to an age where it clearly made me understand that TV was more interesting than his dad's story. So, and I was missing dramatically that moment of night, where I was he was asleep and I was in my study and I was writing the bedtime story. And so I thought, if I can't write anymore for the childies, maybe I can write a story for the adult he will become one day. And I had this idea that, when he will be in his late 30s, he will have probably, similar questions that the one I had. But if he was to ask them to me, I would be 30 years old than I was. And I said, it would be so wonderful if I could trick the time, write a story, and share it with him. So for the time of the reading, he and I would have the same age for the time, and he would be my best friend for the time of the story. And that's how I use that story of Arthur and Lauren to share with him um, feelings. I didn't want to write a sequel. And then I was crazily in love and I was dumped, but really like you dumped a tissue and I was really sad at that time. And so I had the feeling to maybe to cuddle myself with some characters I was really attached to, and I needed to be comforted by those characters, and they were so close to me, and I felt so close to Arthur that in that moment of my life. I turn to them. It's like, if you pick up the phone and you call some your best friends and you say, I need to spend time with you guys. That's really how it came.